welcome back, guys. So I hope you're all okay. I hope you're having a fab week so far. So I know it's Tuesday. Hear me out. Hear me out, okay? Okay? Do not click off that button. Don't click that button. I'm doing this today because I normally forget tomorrow, and I'm so sorry. But what it is, I'd go over and see my auntie and my family, and when I do that, I seem to forget because I come home and I'm absolutely really tired. And I will be this week because of other circumstances, but that's a whole other thing. So I want to clear up a few things in this video, and I want to talk about last night's episode of The Walking Dead because, oh my god! I won't spoil it for anyone, so if you have not watched the season final, please, I will say now, you may click off or put this part on mute, and I will put the thumbs up when you can click back on. But firstly, I want to clear up one thing from something that keep popping up. People keep asking me questions, like, it was on my 40 subs and a fractured wrist, and people keep asking questions about, like, the wrist, my ankle, and how long it heals. So, the wrist, which is this one now, fully fine. The only problem is I do have aches and pains in it from time to time, and I use this. It's great because I cannot, like, take ibuprofen, like, or, like, into me, like, I can't have the tablets. So I have to use the gel. The gel is absolutely works wonders. I use it both on this and my wrist and my ankle. But I also use it because I have a condition that's called loose joints. Like, I can bend my finger back like that, and it don't hurt. Like, it don't even hurt. Like, say if you do it, it may hurt because you're pulling, like, muscles in your bone back. But for me, that don't hurt. Loose joints basically makes, like, writing harder for you. And plus I have bad posture and other stuff like that, but I'm not going to go into that because that's all in the past. But as I was saying about the wrist, I do have, I don't know where it is now, I was actually going to bring it out today, but I don't know where I've put it. So it's like a support thing that my mum bought me a couple of months ago, and sorry guys, I've got a pen on me, but it supports from where I actually fractured it on the thumb downwards, so it doesn't hurt. Like, say when it's, because you all know, like, I complain about the weather and how cold it gets. Well, it's cold out there now. It may look sunny to you guys, like, because there's light coming in, but actually it's absolutely freezing. That's why I got this on. But because the question came in yesterday, and it was like, what did they do about the ankle, and how did the ankle, they actually don't know how long it's going to take to heal, because if you do not recall, I ended up going back down the hospital, I think it was about 2 months ago, I can't remember exactly, and the doctor seems very helpful. He pointed me in the right direction. He's the one that actually told me about this stuff. It works miracles, I will say that, but he pointed me in the right direction for that, and he's also put me up for physiotherapy, which came through the other day, which basically, if you do not know, you got tendons all in your foot, and the one I damaged, if I can get my foot up that far, is the one that comes across here, and it causes a lot of problems for me, especially, and it's not necessarily during the day, like, yeah, okay, occasionally I have it in the day, but it's not like it anymore, like, it's constantly a pain in my arse anymore. It's just, well, it's like an everyday struggle, because I find it hard to, like, try certain shoe wear on, because I can't wear my heels anymore. I can only wear my wedges, or I can only wear flats. It's either one, but I have to wear, like, a sock on it as well. So the person that asked me this was, I can't remember his name, but he actually asked me what did they give you, and they couldn't give me for nothing at the time. Like, when I first actually went into A&E, they couldn't give you nothing because they couldn't see no breaks. Like, it was still swollen, and by the time I actually went down then the next Tuesday, it was absolutely black. If I can find a picture, I'll put it at the end of this video, but my ankle was black. It was literally black. From my ankle bone across, so it was bad. And basically, the Tuesday I went back to, you go into A&E, and if you've done something to your bone or you've done something to yourself, then they ask for you to come back to see the specialist on, like, a weekday, and at least that's what they do here. And you go back and you see them, This guy was actually pretty helpful. This guy was pretty helpful at the time. He, because I only had like a temporary cast on, because they couldn't exactly see the extent of the damage of the fracture, whether I needed just a splint or a cast at the time. And when I went to see him, he actually said, "Oh yeah, you're gonna need a cast because it was in the thumb region where this is here." And also with this, because like I couldn't, the nights I hadn't been able to sleep, so I basically was in agony from here, and he basically put his thumb on where the tendon and muscles are, and I literally nearly screamed the entire hospital because, oh my god, it was so painful. You would never understand. If you've ever had a sprained ankle, you will understand how it feels when someone's touched it. But imagine if someone dropped a breeze block on it. That's how it felt. Like, it was like pressure. So basically all he gave me was, and I don't know if any of you have actually seen it, but it's one of these very long socks. And it was very long. If I had it here, I would show you, but it's downstairs, so I'm not going to call it downstairs and pick it up because I don't really use it anymore. I do if I got a long day in school and I know I got to walk places here, there and everywhere, then I'll wear it. Sorry guys. And basically it was so long, it was like it'd go up to my knee and then you'd have to fold it down so it was properly done. And the day after I was given this, actually, my parents had to go to Birmingham with my cousin because he's ill at the moment, guys. But anyway, so I had to do it myself, because at the time my parents didn't want me to spend half my time up here. They wanted me to be downstairs where they could get to me, with and they could help me up, down, and get me whatever I needed at the time, because it wasn't allowed to put pressure on my ankle at all. But no, that's what they gave me until. I went back then to have the cast off then, and they didn't give me nothing then. They were like, "Oh, you just have to deal with it yourself and build up your muscles and strength yourself." And I was like, "Well, that's going to be impossible." So over the Christmas period and summer period then, I was in a lot of agony. Luckily enough, I did not do this before I went to One Direction, because I would have literally cried because, yeah. You know how much I wanted to go to that concert, and I did, and it was absolutely amazing. But this was a couple of weeks after the concert. It was actually towards the end of June, beginning of July. And basically I was supposed to be going to a ball at the time, and I couldn't even do that because I wasn't even allowed to put my foot to the ground. I literally have to sit on my bum to get upstairs. It was that bad. But no, over that period then, it was just a nagging pain. It was so bad. It was like someone that decided, I'm going to keep sticking pins or punching it constantly. It was horrible. I mean, when I went back to sixth form then in the winter, that's when it got really bad, because I'd come home and it'd be like, the way it looks now, that's down. That's down. Like, it's not swollen today, but say tomorrow now, because I'm going to go put pressure on it, it'll be up. Like, it'll be like a balloon, look at it like a little balloon or something, and it goes up like that. That's what my ankle normally looks like once I put pressure on it. But basically, I went back then a couple of months ago, and that's when I seen the doctor that I'd seen that told me about that, and also put me on the list for I can't even talk. The list for physiotherapy, which I am waiting for an appointment for now, because my dad's got a phone and book an appointment. So we are moving in the right direction, so things may start getting back to normal, guys. So anyway, we are going to move on from this topic now. Guys, if you have not watched the season final of The Walking Dead, please put this on mute and I will let you know when you can switch it back on. So if you have not seen The Walking Dead 6 final, please, I suggest you go and watch it now before you watch the rest of this video, because you will regret it. Okay, you may turn off your sound now. So, where to start? If you do not know what The Walking Dead is, or haven't watched it, what are you doing with your life? You better go watch it now. Go watch it! Basically, if you do not know me, you know me. If you do know me, you know I have an obsession with zombies, gore, and anything, because, of course, I put that Resident Evil video out the other day. But anyway, The Walking Dead. I actually, well, this is a silly, stupid thing, because when my parents started watching it, I wasn't interested in it at all. I was like, I don't know, I wasn't sure on it at the start, and then I think it was about the last 2 episodes of the season 1. If anyone knows, season 1 of The Walking Dead was the shortest season because they weren't sure how it was going to go, but it went amazing. But I watched from that point on, because I never caught the first couple of episodes of it, so I had to wait until I could get it myself, but I didn't. I actually looked it up and you could watch it online, so woohoo! But no, going off topic, back on last night's episode, I was an emotional wreck. It was hard to see my favourite character, Rick, go from being someone that was ready for anything at the beginning of the episode to towards the end, where you could tell he didn't know what to do. He was really, it looked like he was hopeless, like he had no shit what was going on, like he was really confused. And it was amazing how they done it. I mean, you can understand why he is the hashtag number one, well, he is the number one actor on the show, because he's amazing. But I will say Glenn is amazing as well. But people are putting their theories out now, who it's going to be and why, and I don't know myself personally, because the way it was, because the camera angles where Negan was pointing, his bat at people, I was like, it was a bit hard to call. My dad was actually sat with my mum last night trying to work it out how, who he hit, but it was just so, they done it so it was like it could have been any of them, because at the end you're basically you're in the person's shoes who he's about to hit, and oh my god, I just couldn't. I was literally, if you can imagine, right, how is this? Right, imagine this is a chair. I know it's hard to imagine, but imagine this is a chair. I was like this. I was literally like this the entire time I was watching it. It'll keep you on your toes the entire episode. I will tell you that, it will keep you on your toes. It's a hard story to follow, but it will keep you on your toes the entire episode. It'll make you want to scream. The people who wrote it'll make you want to scream and shout, and it'll leave you speechless. But I tell you what, it's worth the watch because it's absolutely amazing. From Carol and Morgan's side of the story to Rick's side of the story, and it's just amazing because you're robbed of the sense of feeling safe with the group you are in. Like, now your group is no longer safe. Like, it's just, it's amazing. Like, I can't even put into words, because the way they put it together and the way they writ it was absolutely amazing. If you did not hear about this, but Andrew Lincoln, the one that plays Rick Grimes in The Walking Dead, he actually read the script, and it made him so sick. And he didn't sleep the night he went home, and it was the first time since he started working on The Walking Dead that he was actually late for work the next day because of it. I mean, there were so many of them. I mean, I think I can understand why, half of the cast acted the way they did, because, oh my god, I can understand now, because it's I think it's, as someone said, I can't exactly remember the person's name, but it's the end. That is how they ended season 6. It was the end of that story. So now it's come, once October comes, it's the beginning of another story, which is what I can't wait for, because it's going to be amazing. But it's 7 months. 7 months, guys. 7 goddamn months. So I will probably be having occasional Rick Walking Dead marathons, because I have up to now season 5 of them all. You may now turn back on your guys. The guys that haven't watched it yet, you may turn it back on now. I'm going to stop talking about season 6. But no, thank you all for being so patient with me for the next couple of weeks. I hope you all enjoy, and I will see you guys soon. If you have any requests on what I should talk about next, maybe, or if you want to request something that I'm going to do, request something that you want to see me do, then please message me, leave comments, do whatever you want, and I will see you all soon. Bye!